Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the next round of the Wheel of Shakespeare Challenge. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and we're going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and get started, unless anybody has anything to comment on first. I didn't have the wheel. There we go. So here's the wheel. So let's see. Let me eliminate the names of the people that aren't with us right now. John and Sheila aren't here. Okay, so our first monologue will be done by Paul. Will start us off. It looks like and Sheila joined us. Well,
good.
Oh, Sheila.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thought we missed you, so I just added you to the stream. We spun first while you weren't here, and Paul is going to be our first monologue today. So, Paul, gender neutral or?
Yeah, let's try the gender neutral.
Okay. Okay, so Paul is going to be performing I did that one a couple weeks ago. Now it's Paul's turn. And that's when it ends in that. So
the speech ends with that line.
Yeah, the speech that ends with that famous line.
Okay. Almost there.
So have you found it?
I think so.
Okay, so then whenever you're ready, go ahead and...
Okay, let's see. It may be so, my lord. Here, nature, here, dear goddess, here. Suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create a child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks, turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away! Away!
Ooh. Okay, awesome. So, let's see, back to the wheel. Get the remaining 5 of us. Who's going to go next? Will be okay. So Maggie's going to be next. Maggie, what would you? Which wheel would you like to spin?
I'll go gender neutral as well.
All right. Okay, spinning for Maggie. Ah, we get Romeo. What's up, Romeo? I don't think anybody's done that one yet. Okay.
Okay.
So have you found it?
I have.
Okay, great. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Okay, awesome. So back to the wheel. The next monologue will be by me.
Go, Mark.
I'll stick to gender neutral. Okay, so I will be performing Helena, oh spite, oh hell. Didn't I just do this one last, or am I thinking of another Helena one? I'll go ahead and...
I don't remember.
Night's theme. Okay, so Act 3, Scene 2. Give me a second to find that. Okay. Oh, spite. Oh, hell. I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you we re-civil and new courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, and all to make you sport. Thanks. So I actually was confused. I think
Someone else did it.
I recently did Titania a titanium monologue when I spun the gender neutral wheel. So that was one I hadn't done before. So
I thought someone has done that though in the last month.
I believe someone has, but it wasn't me, at least.
Yeah, and it's fun to do. So
yeah. Okay. So back to the wheel for who's gonna go next. Okay, 3 players remaining for a monologue, and the next monologue will be. Okay, Juliet.
Yes. Gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
well, woke here.
Okay, so Celia is going to do. Isabella from Measure to Measure. Whom should
Women keep getting women.
What's that?
Women keep getting women.
Oh,
It's funny.
2-4, is it?
yeah, 2-4, about 170 lines in.
Oh my goodness. Okay. To whom should I complain? Let me see. I'm gonna find it. Mine is cutting off the page oddly. 170s. No, what is the line?
It might be off, but I had written down about 170 approximately. It might be off depending on the edition you
Act
use.
2, Scene 4. Am I in the right scene?
Yes.
Okay. Why am I having trouble? To whom should I complain? There we go. Found it. Yay.
Okay, great. So, hold on. So, get to take myself out of it. Whenever you're ready, go.
Okay. To whom should I complain? Did I tell this, who would believe me? Oh, perilous mouse that beareth in them one and the self same tongue, either of condemnation or approof, bidding the law make courtesy to their will, hooking both right and wrong to the appetite to follow as it draws. I'll to my brother, though he hath fallen by prompture of the blood, yet hath he in him such a mind of honor that had he 20 heads to tender down on 20 bloody blocks, he'll yield them up before his sister should her body stoop to such abhorred pollution. Then Isabel live chaste, and brother die. More than our brother is our chastity. I'll tell him yet of Angelo's request, and fit his mind to death for his soul's rest.
Okay, awesome. So
That didn't sound much like a comedy, though, I have to say.
well, that's why we call it one of the problem plays.
You gotta see the whole thing.
Okay, so the 2 remaining players to do a monologue before we start scenes. Next will be so Bill.
Okay,
Bill,
I'll do the male only.
Okay. Okay, so Bill will be doing. Interesting. We got the 2 monologues together, make a major part of the balcony scene. So that's good. So
that's 2.
Starting with what light from yonder window breaks.
Okay.
Okay, take it away.
But soft, what light from yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes, to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes would through the airy region stream so bright that birds will sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so that leaves Elizabeth as the only one that hasn't gone yet. Gender neutral or?
Yeah, gender neutral.
Okay. Okay, spinning for Elizabeth. One more monologue, then we're doing 2 character scenes. Now is the awesome.
What have I done? Okay.
Okay. Right. That's easy to find right at the beginning of the play.
Okay.
Remove the people from. Okay, so whenever you're.
Okay, let me just find it. Oh my gosh. Okay. You ready? Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the sun of York, and all the clouds that lord upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, and now instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasings of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking-glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanting, ambling nymph, I that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. Why, I, in this weak, piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun, and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover, to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain, and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate, the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, this day should Clarence closely be mewed up about a prophecy which says that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dive thoughts down to my soul. Here Clarence comes. I'd love to play that part.
That's a rich one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Such a fun part.
I would too. And I think that is one that the Royal Shakespeare recently did an all-female cast production of. So that would work, and it has before. Before we start two-player scenes, one thing I want to mention is, I should have said this at the beginning, but people watching, there's also, this is both myself and Sheila are in this. Tomorrow, it's every Saturday for this, and it's every other Sunday. Vincent Saya and the Eager Beaver Shakespeare does a full, a read through of one play, and they are doing Titus Andronicus tomorrow. So, so you can tune in on this at 12. It's 3:30 their time, 12:30 California time. And I'm sure if you reached out to that group, the people that are participating in this who would like to participate in that as a reader rather than just a viewer, I'm sure they'd love to have you, especially the talented people in this group would be a great addition to that group. But that's something I mentioned to you, and also the people that are just watching, that if you're enjoying this, please tune into this YouTube channel around this time tomorrow for Titus Andronicus. So
yes. Oh, and even if you don't connect with Vincent prior to 3:30, it's not unusual for somebody to have a problem arriving on time or participating. So there often are roles that are last-minute replacements that he'd very much appreciate being filled.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for letting us know.
Okay, great. So that said, we will now move on to two-person scenes. The first two players that will perform together are okay. So Celia will perform with with me. Okay. I was right on the line. I couldn't tell who that was going to be. So let me bring up the wheel for one male, one female. Okay, so myself and Sheila will be performing
Fun.
So we'll see me do. I've done this scene before with Elizabeth, so now people can see me do the same scene, but with a different scene partner.
Now this is really comedy, right? I'm a little punchy about it.
Really comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. 4-1 it says. That's after Don Pedro leaves?
Yeah, after everyone exits except Beatrice and Bennedick. Beatrice crying after Hero just got disgraced. So,
okay, she's not a happy girl right now. Okay.
No, crying over her cousin. Oh. Okay, I found. I'm ready to. I'm ready when you are. Are you?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I'll start. Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Oh my goodness. I don't know where you are.
Oh. It says exit all but Bennedick and Beatrice, and then I start with Lady Beatrice. Have you wept all this while?
Okay. I have how doth the lady? I'm trying to find you.
Oh yeah, that's after Don Pedro exits, but the friar is still there. The friar is still there, laying the plot to pretend Hero is dead, and then so there's another. Yeah, you're right. There's a segment before Don Pedro and his team leave, and then Friar Francis and others.
Okay, what line? Tell me the line, and I'll be there.
Okay, Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while? That's my line.
I mean, what's the number?
Oh, geez, I don't have numbers on.
Okay, let's see. I'm still crying. I'm just trying to find out where I'm crying. Wherefore sinks down, come let us go. Help her uncle. Wait. I'm not finding it. Oh, there it is. Found it. Hallelujah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and I will weep. We're ready. I will weep a while longer.
Okay, I'll start. Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
Oh, you have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
Very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It's a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
Strange is a thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you, but believe me not. And yet I lie not, I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much in my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
Well, you kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I'm gone. Though I am here, there is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
We will, in faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands? And then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
I'll talk with a man out at a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and countess, surely a princely testimony, a good Count Comfort, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. But that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Very good, Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you, in your soul, that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell. Okay, that was fun. That's that. You said Sheila acted just fine. That was a comedy. Made you uncomfortable. You're not a big fan of the comedies.
Oh no! They happen to be very sad scenes in two comedies.
Oh yeah, I know. That's I tend to enjoy the tragedies more, but that is definitely, that's far and away my favorite Shakespearean comedy. I love Much Ado About Nothing.
Well, I've got to go back and learn it better, so I'm more familiar with the plot.
I did that. I was Friar Francis in that one. 2011. Geez, almost 10 years. Can't believe it's been that long. Okay, so back to the wheel. The 4 remaining players, the next 2. Okay, so the next scene will be done by Bill and okay, Bill and Maggie.
All right.
So Bill and Maggie will do okay, so Margaret, Queen Margaret, or I think Queen to be at this point it would be Queen to be Margaret.
Oh yeah, I just was in another meeting where we did that scene was done. What does it say? 6.1 and 5.3? I'm not sure.
Yeah. So the point is Henry the
Henry the Sixth,
Part 1, and then it's Act 5, Scene 3. So Henry the Sixth, Part 1. I think it's Part 2 where she becomes queen. Act 5, Scene 3. So you got to find the logical place to start with. Let me.
Wait a minute. I put in that, but I don't think Henry. Oh, I got Henry 4. Sorry, hang on. Henry VI, part one, you said? I'm sorry.
Part 1, yes.
I don't know why it came out part 2. 5, scene 3.
Make sure we figure out where we're
No, do
starting.
you know this scene at all?
I don't.
Let me, if it's okay, let me give a little hint, because there's a fair amount of the time that they're each speaking away from each other. They're like speaking under their breath a little bit, and then they're doing it back to, then they speak actually to each other, because he's enchanted by her.
Oh yeah, this is where they actually meet, where he captures her. And
yeah.
For the background for Bill, if you're not familiar, is that he says, "I'm going to curry favor with the king by arranging her marriage to the king, but she'll be his wife, but she'll be my mistress." And that happens. And so this is the first scene where they meet. It's where he captures her in battle and develops that plan for it. So I think it's Alarum enters Suffolk with Margaret in his hand. He's just captured her. It's toward the beginning of the scene.
Yeah, okay, I see that.
Be what thou wilt, thou art my prisoner, is where they start. So whenever you two are ready,
I'm ready.
We'll start that scene.
Ready, Maggie?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Be what thou wilt, thou art my prisoner. Oh, fairest beauty, do not fear nor fly, for I will touch thee but with reverent hands. I kiss these fingers for eternal peace and lay them gently on thy tender side. Who art thou? Say that I may honor thee.
Margaret, my name, and daughter to a king, the King of Naples, whosoever thou art.
An earl I am, and Suffolk am I called. Be not offended, nature's miracle, thou art allotted to be ta'en by me. So doth the swan her downy cygnets save, keeping them prisoner underneath her wings. Yet, if this servile usage once offend, go and be free again as Suffolk's friend. Oh, stay, I have no power to let her pass. My hand would free her, but my heart says no, and plays the sun upon the glassy streams, twinkling another counterfeited beam. So seems this gorgeous beauty to mine eyes. Fain would I woo her, yet I dare not speak. I'll call for pen and ink and write my mind. Fie, de la Pole, disable thyself. Hast thou not a tongue? Is she not here? Wilt thou be daunted at a woman's sight? Thy beauty's princely majesty as such confounds the tongue and makes the senses rough.
Say, Earl of Suffolk, if thy name be so, what ransom must I pay before I pass? For I perceive I am thy prisoner.
How canst thou tell me she will deny thy suit before that thou make a trial of her love?
Why speakst thou not? What ransom must I pay?
Oh, she's beautiful and therefore to be wooed. She is a woman, and therefore to be won.
Wilt thou accept of ransom, yea or no?
Fond man, remember that thou hast a wife. Then how can Margaret be thy paramour?
I were best to leave him, for he will not hear.
There all is marred. There lies a cooling card.
He talks at random. Sure, the man is mad.
And yet a dispensation may be had.
And yet I would that you would answer me.
I'll win this, Lady Margaret. For whom? Why, for my king. Tush, that's a wooden thing.
He talks of wood. It is some carpenter.
Yet so my fancy may be satisfied and peace established between these realms, but there remains a scruple in that too. For though her father be the King of Naples, Duke of Anjou and Maine, yet is he poor, and our nobility will scorn the match.
Hear you, Captain? Are you not at leisure?
It shall be so, disdain they ne'er so much. Henry is youthful and will quickly yield. Madam, I have a secret to reveal.
What though I be enthralled, he seems a knight and will not in any way dishonor me.
Lady, vouchsafe to listen what I say.
Perhaps I shall be rescued by the French, and then I need not crave his courtesy.
Sweet madam, give me a hearing in a cause.
Harsh women have been captivating here now.
Lady, wherefore talk you so?
I cry you mercy, 'tis but quid for quo.
Say, gentle princess, would you not suppose your bondage happy to be made a queen?
To be a queen in bondage is more vile than is a slave in base servility, for princes should be free.
And so shall you, if happy England's royal king be free.
Why, what concerns his freedom unto me?
I'll undertake to make thee Henry's queen, to put a golden scepter in thy hand and set a precious crown upon thy head, if that will consent to be my...
What?
His love.
Oh, I am unworthy to be Henry's wife.
No, gentle madam, I unworthy am to woo so fair a dame to be his wife, and have no portion in the choice myself. How say you, madam? Are ye so content?
And if my father please, I am content.
Then call our captains and our colours forth, and madam, at your father's castle walls will crave a parley and confer with him. See, Rainier? See? No? Okay.
No, we're done.
All right, we're done. That was fun.
Yeah.
I love it. We had tragedy within comedy and comedy within tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the interesting thing with Shakespeare's plays is that there's some pretty grim elements in his comedies, and there's some pretty funny moments, even the tragedies. It's kind of there's a misconception that there can't be any mixture in that regard. But ultimately, it's kind of like, I think the only thing that defines whether it's a comedy or a tragedy is whether it has a happy ending.
Yeah.
But before the ending, there can be elements of both.
Oh, but I love the things that have come up today. This has been wonderful.
Yeah, it really has. Okay, so Paul and Elizabeth are the two that haven't sung yet. So the final scene will be performed by them. So Paul and Elizabeth are going to perform. Another one from the Henry VI trilogy. This is also so Henry VI Part 1, Act 2, Scene 3. So the Lord Talbot, the English force, confronting the Countess of, I can't remember the
Auverge.
Countess of Auvergne, yeah. So
2-3.
Let's see.
Act 2,
Act
Scene
3 of Henry VI Part 1.
And where does it begin? I found the scene, but
I think it should start with, I could say, what, is this the man? Is this the scourge of France? Do you see just skipping the messenger line?
Yes.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so if you're ready, whenever you guys are ready to start, go ahead.
Okay. What? Is this the man? Is this the scourge of France? Is this the Talbot so much feared abroad that with his name the mothers still their babes? I see report is fabulous and false. I thought I should have seen some Hercules, a second Hector, for his grim aspect and large proportion of his strong knit limbs. Alas, this is a child, a silly dwarf. It cannot be this weak and writhed shrimp should strike such terror to his enemies.
Madam, I have been bold to trouble you, but since your ladyship is not at leisure, I'll sort some other time to visit you.
What means he now? Go ask him where he goes. Stay, my Lord Talbot, for my lady craves to know the cause of your abrupt departure.
Mary, for that she's in a wrong belief, I go to certify her. Talbot's here.
If thou be he, then art thou prisoner.
Prisoner? To whom?
To me, bloodthirsty lord, and for that cause I trained thee to my house. Long time thy shadow hath been thrall to me, for in my gallery thy picture hangs. But now the substance shall endure the like, and I will chain these legs and arms of thine that hast by tyranny these many years wasted our country, slain our citizens, and sent our sons and husbands captivate. Laughest thou, wretch? Thy mirth shall turn to moan.
I laugh to see your ladyship so fond, to think that you have aught but Talbot's shadow whereon to practice your severity.
Why, art thou not the man?
I am, indeed.
Then have I substance too.
No, no, I am but shadow of myself. You are deceived. My substance is not here, for what you see is but the smallest part and least proportion of humanity. I tell you, madam, were the whole frame here, it is of such a spacious, lofty pitch, your roof were not sufficient to contain it.
This is a riddling merchant for the nonce. He will be here, and yet he is not here. How can these contrarieties agree?
That will I show you presently. How say you, madam? Are you not persuaded that Talbot is but shadow of himself? These are his substance, sinews, arms, and strength, with which he yoketh your rebellious necks, raiseth your cities, and subverts your towns, and in a moment makes them desolate.
Victorious Talbot, pardon my abuse. I find thou art no less than fame hath bruited, and more than may be gathered by thy shape. Let my presumption not provoke thy wrath. For I am sorry that with reverence I did not entertain thee as thou art.
Be not dismayed, fair lady, nor misconster the mind of Talbot, as you did mistake the outward composition of his body. What you have done hath not offended me, nor other satisfaction do I crave, but only with your patience that we may taste of your wine and see what cates you have. For soldiers' stomachs always serve them well.
With all my heart, and think me honored to feast so great a warrior in my house. Sing.
You changed her tune.
Okay. Awesome. So this was a lot of fun today. I think we had another great round of the Wheel of Shakespeare Challenge today. We'll look forward to it next week. We'll see you all again this time next week. And again, remember tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time, Titus Andronicus. It's a different group doing it, but he doesn't stream it to, he lets me stream it to my YouTube channel, so you can find it here on this channel. Myself and Shalia are going to be doing that, and if anybody else wants to join, I'm sure Vincent would love to have you. So we'll see you guys at that. Take care. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Bye.